bothered, and without moving a muscle, he flicks her arm off. And that wasn't enough for him. He summons everything considered a blade. And then we cut back to him walking. That felt good, I ain't gonna lie. And then it cuts again and we see her
ridiculous.
But she wasn't the only one sitting, by the way. Loads up his next attack. And somehow, some way, I don't know, Emiya gets his Sharingan. Not literally, but he starts copying everything Gilgamesh did. Brother, this gotta be a form of plagiarism. This nigga Emiya's power is Control C, Control V.
Just do that?
They both send at each other and it causes like these pretty ass fireworks, I ain't gonna lie. Nobody got damaged.
What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a blessed day. I've got another banging video for you today. And this one is all about one of my favorite characters in all of anime. In other videos, you hear me talking about Aina Koji nearly all the time, of his psychological warfare and how he manipulates people on the chessboard. This character is another one of my favorites, but he leans more on overwhelming power, cunning, charisma, and strength. It is none other than the honored one before Gojo himself, Mr. Aura, Gilgamesh, the first class singularity. Enough of the introductions, enough of the glazing, let's get straight into the video.
So look, bro, in my second Lancelot vid, I made a comment about Arthur summoning a whole bunch of swords. This little gimmick made Arthur so mad he lost his smile. And then he turned into Urza Scarlet. I personally want to take that comment
Wheels
back.
of
I admit
Heaven.
I was very ignorant. I did not know who this man was. Let's just say you guys let me know the real. And before this, I never watched Fate. And I knew what Fate was, but it was just when I wanted to go watch it, I had no idea how to. So just like any other anime fan that wants to start the show, I searched up the watch order. This was the biggest mistake of my life and the main reason why I didn't end up watching it. But one day I was looking for a new show and Unlimited Blade Works was right there in front of me. I guess you can call that Fate. And as I was watching it, I thought it was cool. It was a cool little watch. I like the main characters, the two, what was the girl named? Ahsoka. Nigga, that's Star Wars. What the fuck? Her name is Tosaka. Yeah, Tosaka. And the other guy, Shiro Emiya. I messed with them, bro. Emiya. They cool, but they didn't really jump out at me. You know, I didn't really like them, but they were cool. And then we got deeper into the series, and 3 people stood out to me. The first one, Lancer. I ain't gonna lie, the way, what was the studio that did this? UFA table, or how you even say that company name? But they did they shit with the fight scenes, bro. And Lancer, and the next nigga I'm about to talk about, their fight really got me hooked to the show. So that's why I like Lancer. I thought Lancer was just a cool dude. The next guy, Archer. I thought he was cold. I ain't gonna lie. His fit was clean as hell. The way he was summoning those little like daggers was tough. The bow and arrow, clean. Everything about him I thought was tough. And the last guy that really surprised me was my favorite.
Mr.
The man, the myth, the legend, Gilgamesh. And when you guys were writing his name in the comments, I ain't gonna lie, I was writing him off. Even though I just like, you know what I'm saying, gave her out right now, Urza's my dog. And all you fairy tale hating niggas, fuck y'all. I'll fuck with my fairy tale. But I gotta keep it real. Gilgamesh got the sword summoning. That's him. But I'm not gonna put that claim out there without any evidence. So I'll let you know what this guy did. But first I gotta tell you how fate actually works. 7 mages each summon 1 servant to fight for them in the Holy Grail War. And whoever wins the Holy Grail War gets 1 wish from the Grail. And each servant has its own class. For example, Tosaka summoned Archer, which is, you know, an archer, obviously. And Emiya summoned Saber, which is like a sword girl, you know? And I low-key forgot to mention Saber. I like Saber too. And that's basically what Fate is. Just a battle royale with human Pokemon. So with that knowledge, let's talk about Gilgamesh. So Emiya and Tosaka go to visit one of the mages. They wanted to ask her questions about the Grail itself. Because the Grail itself is what gives the wish. And there's a lot of questions behind that. And the person they went to go visit, which is also the mage they have to fight, is Shiro Emiya's adoptive sister. And she has security all over her castle. So she knows they're already on their way there. So she sent her maids to go welcome them, you know? And while they're doing that, they hear a loud ass boom. So they changed directions and went to go investigate. And you don't want to get on the bad side of these mages, bro. They got hands. They're so elite, bro. It's out of this world. I don't know why. When they finally reach the destination of the sound, they see another mage. And this guy is a guy that goes to the same school as Tosaka and Emiya. But the mages, they didn't care who he was. They was ready to kill this dude. But before they could finish the job, someone's aura got in the way. And I'm not even kidding, bro. It's not like he had spiritual pressure or immense Kai or whatever. You know, somebody actually tried to, like, you know, actually, somebody got mad that I say Kai instead of Ki. You bitch ass. So stop worrying about me, fun nigga. Someone's aura actually made everyone freeze on the spot. What's up, bitches? Can y'all like step away from my master before I like have to handle y'all real quick? Where the hell did these file panels come from? Oh, I just carried those around just in case I gotta make an entrance. So you came here just to farm? Nah, that wasn't farming. This is farming. I'm not gonna lie, I never seen no shit like that in my life. He literally sat down. He doesn't see them as a threat. Even though he just told them he's here to kill their boss. One of the maidens wasn't having any of that. She tried charging at him, but this nigga still looked so unbothered. And without moving a muscle, he flicks her arm off. And that wasn't enough for him. He summons everything considered a blade. And then we cut back to him walking. That felt good, I ain't gonna lie. And then it cuts again and we see her
Ridiculous.
But she wasn't the only one. He also got the
This define
this
no
nigga's crazy.
diff.
The master was in her castle watching, but she couldn't take it anymore. So she ran out with her servant, and they were ready to squabble. And out of every servant, if we're talking pure strength, hers is the strongest. But this ugly beast did not phase Gilgamesh, bro.
Berserker
He instantly
is a
started summoning
menace,
swords,
but
bro. He was not trying to give bro a chance. The
he got
moment the sword was
outclassed.
summoned, he sent them directly towards him. But they weren't doing any damage. They were just bouncing off of him. So Gilgamesh decided to send a lance flying towards him. But this time, Berserker just easily deflected it. You wanna know how Gilgamesh responded to his spear getting deflected? He summoned 50 more of them and sent them flying towards him. And this time, he actually killed, bro. But also,
sometimes
not
just
really. See,
outnumber the
every
enemy.
servant is like a legend written in history back in the day. Like, they lived before. But some of them are like, we believed it enough to the point where they became real. You know what I'm saying? And based on that, each servant gets one, what do they call it? Noble phantasm. Or like special power. Let me give you an example.
Or
Berserker right here,
domain
he's
expansion.
Hercules. Now, I only know a little bit of like Greek mythology, but they said in this show that he
But
can't
some
die
act
before
like
he completes
vampires,
12
to be fair.
tasks. So he's basically like a cat, but with 12 lives. And usually you hide your noble phantasm so nobody can kill you. That's why they're named after classes, so they don't give out their real name. But Gilgamesh already knew what this nigga shit was. You think I don't know what your shit is, nigga? That's one down.
I mean, he
11
did
to go.
it, but there's only so many times somebody can.
And the crazy thing is, Gilgamesh is doing all this damage while standing in the same spot he started in. You know how insane that is? Berserker is the strongest servant there is, bro. And Gilgamesh is toying with this man like he's nothing. Shiro and Tosaka finally get to the point where they see what's happening. And what they see is Berserker backed into a corner, protecting his master. But to fully protect her, he has to take out the threat. So he gets ready for another wave of blades. And Gilgamesh is not holding back at all. But Berserker low-key doing a good job just blocking all them away.
He was
His
doing
head low-key
well,
clean.
but
I know he'd be Ishin on his first
it's
try.
just
But
too
Gilgamesh
much
started
for
playing
nearly
dirty and started
anybody
aiming
to
towards his
handle.
master. And this made Berserker go into rage mode.
So, the thing is, for Berserker, it's just a bad matchup.
Gilgamesh is just on another level, bro.
The
Nobody
ultimate
can handle
range
that.
versus
Berserker may be strong,
the
but
ultimate
damn,
brawler.
that's too much.
The
He killed him
range
12
versus going to
times,
win.
but out of pure rage, he came back to life at 13. But just like the last 12 times, he stood zero chance. Gilgamesh summoned a whole bunch of chains to hold him in place, and then he sent a spear right through his
Enkidu.
chest. There was no chance Berserker came back from this at all. Like none. He's over with. But Gilgamesh's job was not done yet. Oh my god. You know what this guy did? He summons one sword and grabs it. Then he walks towards the master of Berserker. And as you guys could see, she's a little fucking girl. But Gilgamesh does not give a f. He slices her eyes. And I want y'all to remember, Emiya, her brother, is there watching. And he tried to jump in, but Tosaka knows they're not winning against this nigga. Gilgamesh just walks up to the girl and then stabs her. And Emiya's there laying down, forced to watch his little sister get killed. Look at him, bro. I don't wish this on my worst enemy, bro. But when I thought it was all over, Berserker came back to life for a 14th time. Or that might have been 13. I might have been tweaking. This time he got the
Berserker
chance
had
easily.
that
I don't know
dog
how,
in
but he
him.
rushes Gilgamesh. And for the first time, we actually see fear on this man's face. But Gilgamesh still finds a way to kill him again. Hey, bitch ass nigga! I'm gonna do you the worst way! I don't got time for you bums. And the nice guy we know to be Gilgamesh, just let them go, because he already completed his task. All he wanted to do was kill the boss. But that wasn't the only unhinged thing this guy did. Later in the show, Emiya and Archer got
But
a
it
little
just
beef.
goes
They
to
had to settle
show,
some shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to
if
tell you
you're gonna
exactly what it is,
flex,
because it's actually
bring
beautiful. Y'all
somebody
gotta go
to
watch that
beat
stuff for yourself.
the
But the moment
previously
Archer and Emiya
unstoppable
stopped
boss.
fighting and they started talking, Gilgamesh snuck Archer and put 3 swords through him. But to him, that wasn't enough damage caused. So he loads up a whole nother attack. But this time he aims it all at Emiya. But Archer pushes him out the way
What was
before
that,
it reaches him.
round 2?
Look at what happened to Archer. Oh no! Like, come on, bro. The explosion was not necessary. And just like that, Archer got turned into a pack. And after traumatizing everybody there, this dickhead Gilgamesh pump fakes his final attack and then decides he's just gonna spare them for now. What you mean for now, nigga? If I was Emiya, I'm not letting that go till I get my ones. You just did that to my homie right in front of me? Nah. Now let me explain something to y'all, okay? The thing they're fighting for, the Holy Grail, it needs a host, okay? This is about to be bad. So Gilgamesh, he got the core from the boss he just killed. Y'all follow me so far? I want y'all to take a guess real quick. Who did Gilgamesh make the host of the Grail? If you guess his own master,
His
give yourself a
sister?
pat on the back. And personally, I think this is the worst thing he's ever done. Why? Bro, look at how painful this transformation looks. If I watched this when I was younger, oh god, I would have had nightmares for weeks. Eventually, Emiya realizes he has to be the one to fight Gilgamesh. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that's 100% cap. Saber could have fought him, but they said Saber was needed to destroy the Grail because she was the only one that was able, like she had the power, I guess. So I guess he was the only one that was available. Regardless, the day arrived, and the Grail is just having a waterfall of this bloody looking, I don't know what it is.
The Grail
Gilgamesh,
is a really
Tosaka,
weird
and
thing,
Emiya
I'm
finally
not
meet
gonna
up,
lie.
and Gilgamesh doesn't want to waste any
wish they
time. He
cleaned
tries
it
to
up a
sneak
bit
Tosaka,
instead
but
of the
Emiya saves
series.
her. So Tosaka leaves the fighting to Emiya and tries to go save Shinji. The moment she steps into the freak juice, it started doing damage instantly. But regardless, she kept on going. And I'm not gonna lie to you, she a better person than I would ever be. You guys haven't seen what Shinji has done to her, bro. This is a terrible person. Personally, I would've let his ass rock. Back to Emiya, he's getting his shit handled, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he's standing no chance right now. Y'all ever play Beat the Boss? That's literally what's happening right now. But it's not just that. The girls start to overflow into the streets. So they
One
gotta
thing
end it.
I disliked about Fate Unlimited Blade Works is how Shiro was able to defeat him. It is true BS, and it's probably one of the worst cases of plot arbor in the entire anime, because we'll get to it later. But he uses his noble phantasm to create like unlimited blade works. But just because you can summon the same number of weapons as he can, and the replica or the copy can be just as good as a real, doesn't suddenly mean you have the attack potency, speed, reaction time, durability. You see yourself personally. That doesn't make any sense, but we'll get to that.
Quickly before everything gets out of hand. Tosaka finally reaches Shinji. And are we even sure this nigga's alive? Look! Never mind, I kind of see his eyes moving. Tosaka gets him out and makes her way back down. But the Grail won't let her go because it needs a host to survive. And since she was walking on the Grail, which is pretty dangerous in itself, she lost all her energy and got stuck there. And Emiya? Bro, he's still getting his ass handed to him. And Gilgamesh, while sitting by the way, loads up his next attack. And somehow, some way, I don't know, Emiya gets his Sharingan. Not literally, but he starts copying everything Gilgamesh did. Brother, this gotta be a form of plagiarism. This nigga Emiya's power is Control-C, Control-V.
Just do that?
They both send at each other and it causes like these pretty ass fireworks, I ain't gonna lie. Nobody got damaged though. They try to load it up again, but this time they're interrupted by the Grail. And y'all probably wondering, how the hell did that nasty ass Grail interrupt them? Well, let me tell y'all, whatever this is, grew out an entire arm, and it forced Gilgamesh to bring out the best weapon in his bag.
Hey, what a cool weapon. Distance erasure. One of the most powerful types of removal.
I didn't want to have to do it to him, but that shit was tweaking. Oh shit, that nigga died. But you know every main character got that little get up moment. I don't know how, but apparently your friends like in your mind is the most motivational shit ever. But I can't lie.
Save the society. Cheer Emiya.
You best believe I'm coming back and I'm letting that nigga know. But Emiya heard something a little different. If that's what it takes for you to get up, you should die.
Does Archer come back now, I think? Oh, Saber's back.
Emiya didn't want Saber getting involved because she still had to destroy the Grail, so he just sent her on her way. Gilgamesh felt disrespected, so he decided to unload on Emiya, but Emiya countered that shit with a shield. And on the verge of getting overpowered, he unlocked a new power that's literally just a domain expansion. I mean, look at this. You can't tell me this is not what that is. Gilgamesh tried to end the fight as quick as possible, but Emiya countered every single blade before it was even fired. That shit had Gilgamesh shook. In this world, Emiya has control over every blade on the floor. And if you really think about it, that's just a poor man's Gilgamesh. We cut back to Saber, and she sees Tosaka suffering on the Grail, and randomly the little pimple or whatever she's sitting on just explodes. And that abomination just tried to keep her still and not let her escape. Saber tries to find a way to save them both, but that mystery liquid does way more damage to servants, and they start surrounding Saber. Now she has no idea what to do. And when we think all hope is lost for Tosaka and Shinji, randomly a barrage of arrows come falling from the sky, and it just clears a path without hurting her or Shinji. And Tosaka made sure she took this second chance at life. She cleared out while saving Shinji, and she let Saber handle the rest. And without hesitation, Saber powered all the way up, and then one-shotted the Grail. And now all that's left is Gilgamesh versus Emiya. And I can't lie, this whole fight was absolute cinema, bro. I loved every single bit of this. And in the middle of the fight, Emiya tried to make a page out of Gilgamesh's book by oral farming. Like,
how
bro,
he wins makes
as the fight goes on,
bro.
Emiya keeps getting better and better, bro. He's adapting to Gilgamesh. He rushes at Gilgamesh, and when they clash, he overpowers him and then breaks his sword. Gilgamesh's pride got hurt, so he tries summoning another sword and attacking again. But Emiya was not fazed by that little attempt. And Gilgamesh, I ain't gonna lie to you, this is smart. He rained swords down on Emiya. And I don't know if that was planned or not, but regardless, that shit was clean. Emiya came out of this unfazed, but then he got hit with a barrage. And yes, somehow he found a way to dodge it. He has some like steroids or something. And now, if not the best part, my favorite part happens. While using his shield, Shinji falls through the sky. And then he switches to his sword, which forced Gilgamesh to bring out his best weapon again. But Emiya didn't give him the chance to even use it. He falls onto him and then slices off the arm that's holding it. Oh, this nigga's cold now. Look at his face, bro. He can't even believe his eyes. Emiya wanted to end it right then and there, so he lunged at him, stabbing him right through the chest. But before he could end it, the domain expansion just fell apart because Emiya ran out of energy. He can't do that shit forever. And Gilgamesh tried to take advantage of this. But remember when I told you the Grail needs a host? That shit was gonna get it one way or another. And the way they chose this time was to take Gilgamesh. He deserves that shit, I don't care. But the disgusting piece of garbage Gilgamesh is, for real, we should have seen this coming. He tried to drag Emiya right into it with him. He said, oh, if I'm going, you're going too. Fuck you mean? All right. I was just playing, big bro. I didn't mean any of that. No, hell no! But then someone familiar tells Emiya to move to the left. When he does, Gilgamesh gets hit with a headshot, bro. Oh my god. That let Emiya go free and the Grail just disappeared. Emiya saved the day. Good job, my guy.
You hate to see one of the great characters loses by nonsense.
Don't let a watch order scare you, bro. Good shows are good shows. Just go and click on it.
Bro needs to really check out Fate Zero. Gilgamesh is so much better in that series or that season. But the whole way he was taken out makes no sense. Obviously, I think it's kind of leaning on the element of his pride got the better of him and that's why he lost. But ultimately, for me, it just still makes no sense. He was stronger, faster, more experienced. Shiro shouldn't just be able to magically adapt to him in such a quick period. Just because he's able to copy the weapon doesn't mean he can copy the skill and technique and the mastery of it either. Or has the same physical attributes like reaction, strength, technique, creativity. It just makes no sense. But it is what it is. Gilgamesh is still a great character, even though he was done so dirty in the end. And like this say, he is the Gojo before Gojo. Right up there with some of the most arrogant characters like Escanor, Vegeta, Sinbad. But yeah, great character. Probably do another video of him where he actually gets to shine a bit more because they really did him dirty in this season. But that's it. But that is the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this style of video with me doing like more comedic reacts, let me know. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, ciao.